Let's talk about Momodu Usman, a Boko Haram terrorist who was arraigned before Abuja High Court on Thursday. I mean, how does a terrorist mastermind who allegedly attacked soldiers and planned prison break get just 15 years imprisonment, while a student caught with weed or a young man who stole a phone can get life imprisonment? Forget what you heard about this case at the door right now. Wait, why does justice depend on who you are and not just what crime you commit? There's something different about this case. Nigerian justice system is very funny. They punish the poor but spare the powerful. Alright, stay with me because what you are about to hear will shock you. Who is Momodu Usman? The man who masterminded the July 22 attack on Kuje prison break, which freed over 600 inmates and more. Is a commander of the terrorist group Ansaru and a faction of Boko Haram. He participated in 2022 attack on Wawa cantonment of Nigerian Army in Kanji, New Wawa, Niger State, causing mass casualties. He is known for receiving training in weapon handling, fabricating improved explosive devices, IEDs, and being trained in war tactics in Mali. That's not all. He was planning an attack on uranium facilities in Niger State before he was arrested. I'm not done yet though. He has carried out several kidnappings, arrests, and armed robberies over multiple years, including abducting a French engineer in 2013. He is involved in illegal mining activities of Californium stones, which he used to finance his terrorist group. Come to think of it, was he arrested because of the Frenchman? Why has he not been arrested since? According to the Nigerian Counter-Terrorist Center, NCTC, Usman and his deputy was arrested on August 18, 2025, and he finally got 15 years sentence. But not only illegal mining that funded terrorism. This is just one conviction out of 31 pending charges, and the case was adjourned to be revisited later. Guess what? His counsel pleaded the court to tamper justice with mercy because he's the first-time offender. But Nigerians are asking, why 15 years? Why not life? Why not death penalty? And this is the part most people don't talk about. In April this year, Osinachi, the late gospel singer's husband, was sentenced to death for allegedly bullying his wife. They've got kids. And who is taking care of those kids now? Justice was not tampered with mercy. No consideration on the fate of the children. Let's sink in. In Lagos and other states, robbery, even without arm, can carry 21 years to life imprisonment under the Criminal Code Act. And in some cases, armed robbery with even a toy gun or sharp objects can be punishable by death. That reminds me, in August 2018, an Ikeja High Court sentenced a driver, Monsuru Ayola, to death for robbing his former boss, Larry Alabi, in 2015 with a toy gun and machete. They said, arm doesn't always mean guns. Toy or imitation can be treated as a weapon if used to threaten or create fear, depending on the wordings of the law and how court interprets firearm or imitation or offensive weapon. But wait, the bigger revelation is still ahead. Do you know that under Nigerian law, particularly the Advanced Fee Fraud Act of 2006 and the Cybercrime of 2015, online fraud and related offenses can attract between 7 years to 20 years in prison, often without the options of fine too. So in practice, this means first-time offenders, many of them young people, have been handed lengthy sentences and sometimes 7 years to 10 years. There's another story of a fake army general, a Lagos man who promised to secure lucrative contracts. He swindled a business of 266.5 million naira and claimed he had high-level military connections. The truth revealed itself when the victim reported him to the EFCC and the case went to court. Despite his bold lies and fake uniform, the judge saw through the scam. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison for advanced fee fraud. So, why is the law so different in this case of terror? In Lagos State, the Anti-Cultism Law 2021 prescribed 21 years imprisonment for membership. Some students have been given life sentences for court-related activities even when no one was killed. What about possession of marijuana, cannabis? The NDLEA Act still criminalizes cannabis possession, punishable with up to life imprisonment depending on quantity. Yet, the same system handed terrorists lighter sentences in plea deal. Let's be honest, justice in Nigeria today isn't neutral. It's a system shaped by bargains, backroom deals, and who you know. But here is the bad news. I will reveal the 3 truths most bloggers won't dare expose. Maybe they are afraid of arrest and they prefer to make money rather than giving their lives to Nigeria. Forget about the mainstream media. They have been compromised already. And the end of this list, that is where the bombshell drops. First, our problem is plea bargaining. Until we remove it, Nigeria formally uses plea deals to speed up cases and reduce court backlogs. But scholars and legal commentators warn the system is being abused. Everybody knows that. Nigerian prosecutors sometimes drop serious counts or offer reduced sentences so cases end quickly, which can mean major suspects avoid trial on the worst charges. But that's not the theory. Legal reviews and recent analysis shows that plea bargaining in Nigeria often prioritizes efficiency or asset recovery over full public trial, creating opportunities for powerful defendants to escape the full weight of the law. Emefiele sef for escape if no be say Bala Blue hold out strong. You remember what he do to Bala Blue during the election? They change money, they hide money. The person will push am where the person dey now. And second, weak prosecution and overloaded court. Court and prosecutors are under-resourced. Many files never reach the trial and victims are discouraged from testifying. This structural weakness lets some high-profile suspects negotiate limited conditions on technicals or lesser counts while the most serious allegations remain unresolved. The AP report on Ansaru Commander is a life example. He pleaded guilty to a simple count, illegal mining, that yielded 15 years sentence, while dozens of terrorist counts remain pending. How would the security operative who risk their life to hunt and arrest this kind of guy feel? Of course, low morale, and you must have exposed them to corruption. Don't be surprised when they say words like, Nigerian doesn't worth dying for. It's not worth the risk. So who caused it? Thirdly, which is the final, judicial corruption and political interference. That always reminds me of Dele Farotimi's book. How many years will the likes of Yaya Bello get if not walking free on the streets? Though his case is not a case of terror. I'm just thinking of how big boys are manipulating us. Investigations, exposes, and public survey repeatedly documented bribery and political pressure that sway outcomes, from who get prosecuted to who receive lenient deals to whom get a favorable judicial ruling. Some major studies and reporting from anti-corruption bodies and policy institutes also shows Nigerians sees bribery and political interference as persistent problem in the courts. So, will you blame Sowore too? When the judges and prosecutors are compromised, the rich and connected can negotiate outcomes the poor cannot. Patient Jonathan housekeepers is enough to speak volume on that fact. Fact check it. So the question we must ask is not what law was broken, but who stands before the law? In Nigeria today, your place in the society often decides whether the law protects you or destroys you. So up next is how the imbalance fuel insecurity and what real reform will look like. Now you can compare that to Muhammadu Usman, a commander of Ansaru, accused of planning the Kuje prison break, attacking soldiers, and plotting uranium bombing. Is sentenced 15 years. 15 years. Above for this country. Again, what kind of justice is this? Life for cannabis, life for domestic violence, life for courtism, life for robbery, but terror, 15 years. So I ask you, in Nigeria, is crime really the issue? Or poverty is the real crime? I won't stop to ask hard questions until positive change comes. I'm still your social media watchdog. See you in the next video. Share your thoughts.